There's a reason that I made my Xbox name Pain and Suffering for this video. Today's challenges, and yes that does mean two of them, is trying to reach round 50 with only PhD Flopper on Black Ops 1, and the other one is trying to reach round 50 with only the Mozu pistol in Black Ops 4. As always, leave your challenge suggestions in the comments below because sometimes I pick challenges just like these ones from there, and like the video if you enjoyed. Let's try to reach 1115. Anyway, let's begin. Since the Mozu only challenge was first, let's start there, but we'll breeze through it for the most part. After some internet issues and accidentally unplugging my entire computer during the live stream, we were finally able to get a real game started. We basically kitted this thing out to be a hand cannon with a sniper scope. But despite me having the big iron on my hip, I got my ass pounded real good on round 9 and slowly felt the last of my will to live just slipping away. By round 13, we got the shield and unlocked Pack-a-Punch. You know, I always keep that fucking thing on me, and Brutus went down like a little bitch. I gotta say here, right, despite the damage drop off later on, this Mozu is actually a criminal amount of fun because it's a quick fire sniper pistol that actually rewards headshots. Genuinely, it was a ton of fun to use, but we lost our last self-revive by the time that round 19 rolled around, and things were looking pretty fucking bleak for us on this challenge. But for once in my life, I stepped it up and I paid my child support, so I was able to unleash the real skills that were locked away inside of me. Brutus was still a tiny dick individual though, and about 4 of them spawned at the same time, which combined with my Mozu really starting to fall off on damage just kind of made this whole thing a butt quencher. Once Brutus was put back into timeout for being a naughty child, we pushed on until round 41. But Takiao let us down because he decided to be a fat piece of shit and couldn't fit through a multiple wide foot gap to escape. The Emperor would be disappointed in his lack of being able to just turn sideways and not die. How did you get all the way to being a samurai and can't turn sideways? But after some oil tycoons raided the live streams and gifted a bunch of subs, we headed over to 9 for another shot at round 50, which was absolutely a massive mistake. My mom told me that I was a mistake too, so at least we have that common theme going on in my life. But the reason it was so rough is because holy shit, I forgot how many boss zombies there are on this map, combined with the elemental zombies that make them stronger. My very smooth brain simply could not keep up with this, and on round 40, after a shit show of a game, I was forced into some fire and hit with an axe at the same time for my final down of the game. By the way, if you guys want to see these challenges that turn into videos, I'm live streaming daily on Twitch and you should come hang out. I'll be live for the first bunch of hours after this video goes live and pretty much every day after that, so twitch.tv/RushinZombies is where you can find me, or top link in the description. Come bring your Prime subs for Big Daddy, because, you know, we do be needing them. Okay, so now we can get to the main challenge you've all been waiting so patiently for. Because I haven't played Black Ops 1 in quite a long time, and because Call of the Dead has a lot of doors to open in order to really do anything, I gave myself until round 10 to play normally, and then PhD Flopper had to be used from there on out. The oil tycoons came back and threw me off, so my next 3 games were really all me just dying before we could even begin to flop, which was making me really not feel confident about this entire challenge. I've always had this problem with challenges where I start off really badly and take it down early on, but as the game goes further on in the rounds, I play better and better. Literally the perfect example of that is here, where George got just a little bit angry, so he skull fucked me. This is where the pain and suffering was at its absolute peak, because George is actually the single most annoying boss in all of zombies in my opinion. He single-handedly turns this map from being a B ranking for me to a C- simply because he just won't fuck off ever. My PhD flop does a maximum of 5,000 damage, and supposedly George has 250,000 health, but I call bullshit. I definitely flopped at least 100 times before he died, and in between then, he would constantly run up behind me, whisper in my ear some sweet nothings, and then smack my ass. While it was flattering, it got old very, very quickly. After we finally killed George, he gave us speed cola, and because I forgot I only had 3 perks at the time, rip stamina up I guess, see you in the next one bud. After 20 rounds of dealing with George being a detestable cuck, I consulted with chat, and because George is technically not a zombie, that means we can get rid of him with the VR11. Genuinely, he made this challenge unenjoyable, so getting rid of him felt like a cloud has been lifted, and my dad finally came home from the store after 15 years. He was only supposed to be getting cigarettes and milk, so I'm not sure why it took him so long, or why he's asking for me to loan him a few $1,000s, but at least he's home again, gamers. With the tall lad out of the way for the most part, these rounds started to breeze by easy as shit until 28, where I promptly got put back in my place by Black Ops 1, and it told me to go shit in my own mouth by a zombie without a head and a ground spawner somehow just pinning me in a corner. For real though, thank God the spawn mechanics have improved over the years, because ground spawns were absolutely not it, chief. I personally would shove my penis in a pencil sharpener if it meant we never got ground spawns in a zombies map again. At least this time around when grabbing perks, my brain was slightly less smooth and I bought stamina up, which really helped out a lot with all of the running I had to do for the flopping. I actually did feel the effects of it, which was very nice. But I guess it didn't help that much in the long run though, because on round 29, I flopped into the wrong spot and was promptly tickled to death by the Cookie Monster. After getting my perks back again, on round 30 the Cookie Monster came for his money and broke my kneecaps because I told him that I would have his money tomorrow. Thing is that he doesn't know that he's a little bitch, because when I turn this kilo of Oreos into 1,000,000, then he won't be able to touch me or my homie Enrique. We're taking over this fucking town, by the way. Oh yeah, so we also started another game because we weren't going down like that, and my pride was hurt just a little bit. I'm better than a round 30 only PhD flopper, despite George being a bootleg Slenderman and, just fucking me constantly. Speaking of him though, we were able to flop his big ass into the ground by round 12, which was pretty good to start out with, but we got a completely useless perk in double tap because of course we did. Honestly though, Deadshot would have pissed me off more, but let's not focus on that too much. We've got work to do in proving that I'm not entirely dog shit at this video game once and for all, damn it. Let's skip to round 22 and just see how amazing my luck is and just how good I am at zombies. And we'll go through the whole thing. No! Fuck you, you stupid cuck. I hate it here. I literally went over the nuke. Needless to say that if any esports organizations out there are looking for a top tier Call of Duty Zombies player to represent them, you know what number to call. The minimum number I will even consider is 5 million guaranteed. You will never ever find someone that talented who can jump over a nuke and then proceed to get shoved into the ground by a bunch of bullies the way that I just did right there. Truly a once-in-a-lifetime talent on display from me. My pain, however, did not end there, because somehow a zombie double swiped me from behind with his 6-foot-long arms right after I bought Quick Revive. So in the span of 2 minutes, we went from being in a really good position and having a great start to being the thing that will put me in an early grave from a fucking aneurysm. You know what though, at least we got past where we did last game, because our next down was on round 32, where I apparently just failed to flop because of performance anxiety. I should start taking the blue pill before streams, because then it wouldn't be an issue and I would be extra stiff for those prime subs. We did finish out round 32 though after getting some more perks, but without any quick revives and chat distracting me with the Z versus Z argument. That meant this game wasn't going to last much longer. That happened when somehow a zombie who hadn't even spawned yet cut off my path and I couldn't get out of the corner. Fuck ground spawners, all my homies hate ground spawners. Doing a PhD only challenge was actually way harder than I expected it to be, honestly, so yeah, I'm fine with this round for now, but I might come back to this in a few months and try it again. Thank you to the Patreon supporters and channel members for being humongous PP cuties, and make sure to come watch the Twitch stream if you're interested. If not, then check out some of the videos coming up on the screen right now. Love you very much, thank you, bye-bye.